there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today we're talking Love and Marriage Huntsville. You guys know why you were here today. We were talking because quite a few of you wanted to get my reaction because it broke, I believe, the day of the premiere of this past Saturday of Season 7 Love and Marriage Huntsville, that there is a countersuit out here in these streets, in these legal streets, against Marie Scott, against the Oprah Winfrey Network, and all of the things. I have not been able to read all of the documents as it pertains to this particular lawsuit, but what I did read, basically was indicating that Maurice in particular is targeting Black women, and I made it a point, their attorney made that basically in all caps, like to make that emphasize that this seems very personal and very specific to Black female content creators, that they don't like their opinion or their way of doing things, so therefore they hone in on certain people that they're going to try to use as their scapegoat, as their punching bag, if you will, as the person that they want to try to, make issues. It also references how the original lawsuit that Marie's filed allegedly was not properly served to these defendants, and all of the things. And they just outlined, they're like, listen, you're on a reality show, this notion to where you want to police what YouTube commentators say or don't say about you is a little ridiculous. Like, nobody is slandering you or defaming you. They're giving a reaction and their opinion to the things that they are seeing displayed on the show, as well as any outside of the show foolery that's taking place on social media that also ties back into the show. So, it's just wild. It is just wild to me. But we knew this was going to happen, right? We knew there was going to be a countersuit that was going to take place. It sounded like from this attorney when it was first mentioned, I believe. I don't remember who actually had, I thought it was True Tea that had the that particular attorney that was referenced that is handling this. I could be wrong, but I thought that was who had it. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I knew once they were covering the original lawsuit against the other content creators, and this attorney basically came in and said, listen, anybody else that is going to be named in this lawsuit in the future, if impossible, like, call me up, I'm going to handle the business. And she meant business per the documentation. Like I said, I was able to read up until this point, and it even referenced the ABCDEFG, potential other YouTubers that, might be identified at a later date. But I do wonder how this is going to impact the show, how this is going to impact the season. If, in fact, this was, Maurice's big storyline, as already the cast is going in on slandering the millimeters for zero reason, and talking about people that they do not know, all because you are upset with their opinions and commentary on something, is just low down, right? But if your angle to get screen time this season is to not only once again hide behind the Mel and Tell drama, but furthermore feed into this, millimeters frenzy, and make the millimeters the reason for all the things that are wrong in your life, and then this lawsuit, it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. Either they're not going to touch it at all now that there's a countersuit, or they will touch it but try to frame it as it's being framed in the first episode already, that the millimeters are just flat out bullies and unhinged and all these things. And I want to say this, because I don't think it was clear in previous videos. But here's the thing. Separate from whether or not you're a Mel supporter or what have you, just because you do not like some of the cast, or maybe some of the cast is not your fave, or you don't agree with some of the cast behavior on the show, that doesn't mean that you're a Mel-meter. That doesn't mean you're a Mel supporter. But again, that is the narrative that people try to do when they do not like that they are being exposed, and that they don't like that people are digging into what their truth is if we're seeing a false narrative be portrayed on the show. So if you would tell us the truth and be transparent like Mel has been on this show, we wouldn't have to go through all this. But the problem is, you guys try to be fake in our face and film these fake scenes in our face, and then, you know, try to tell us that we're crazy, that we're losing our minds. No. If we're not seeing any traction or progression on the quote-unquote alleged storylines that you're trying to present to us on the show, we have every right to look into it, because it makes no sense while you're spending the rest of the time on the show just hating on other people and just having a one-sided beef with one person who is not even acknowledging any of you guys, who is not even paying attention to any of you guys, but because you are so caught up with the level of support Melody Cherie has, because you are, so caught up with how successful Melody Cherie Rogers was able to be without being married to Martell, because she was the one that was putting in the work from the start. It wasn't Martell. She just did a great job of making him look good, which speaks also to, the type of go-getter Melody Cherie Rogers is. She really had Martell out here looking like he was a real entrepreneur, you guys. She actually had him looking out here like he actually was about something. And it's clear as day that that's not the case anymore, right? It's clear as day that he was never the breadwinner. He was never the reason that, when him and Mel were married, that they were thriving as a couple. No. So because Mel didn't play the game and didn't do what Martell wanted her to do, which was stick around for his cheating and stick around for this side baby and any other potential side babies in the future, right? Because Mel didn't stick to that and just, continue to deal with all of this, foolery with Martell, now all of a sudden she's a not. Now all of a sudden she's a bad guy. No. And for the people who keep saying that people are triggered or the reason that they're fans of Mel is because they relate to her, because either they're cheated on or they're single or all of these things, listen, you guys, that was seasons ago. That was seasons ago. The Mel-meters now, the Mel supporters now have formed specifically because of the cast bullying. Have formed specifically because some of the cast, past and present, thought it was a good idea to attack children. Attack innocent children that have nothing to do with any of the drama pertaining to the adults. But you wanted to throw shade at people's appearance, at people's looks, and all of the things, and have a key. But then when it got called to the carpet, you all of a sudden wanted to try to, poke blame and say, oh, well, that's what just so-and-so said, or that's what so-and-so implied. And trying to, even have the audacity to imply or put out there, and still it's being put out there to this day, about the paternity of Sugar Mama, which is just absolutely disgusting, right? But when you call all of that out, they don't want to hear that, right? They don't want to hear that, and they just want to go for the jugular, like even Letitia saying on the show that they're miserable and trying to insult anybody's appearance is laughable coming from her. Like let's not do that. Like I say in my videos, right? Because I'm all about calling out the hypocrisy, calling out the lies, calling out the foolery, right? Here's the thing. If you have a legitimate issue with somebody If they are, like I said, if there is something that they have stated in their commentary, in their opinion, in their reaction to what you have said on the show, to what you have done on the show, and you have receipts to refute what they have said on the in regards to your behavior on the show, in regards to the quote-unquote storyline you're presenting to us from the show, then post them. Post those receipts to refute what any of these content creators are saying. But don't just label people millimeters. Don't just label people male supporters as if people are not independent thinkers, as if people are not critical thinkers, and may not fool with anybody from the show. May not care for anybody on the show, but is still going to call you out anyways, right? Because what people fail to realize, there's also people who do not like Mel, right? And there's also people who are vocal, especially on social media, that they do not like Mel and that they are pick-me for Martell through and through. And guess what? They still don't like the Scots either, you guys. They still don't see it for the Scots or any other cast member. They're riding till the cows go home with Martell and his F-boy antics, you guys. But again, they're not being called millimeters, right? You know, because if it's a favor in Martell, then they try to deduce that as like a fan base for them. But really the gag is they're not a fan of them. Like it's bigger than the Mel supporters and the millimeters that you continue to give all this power to, right? It's bigger than that. These people are adults. These people can see through the two-faced behavior, can see through the fakery, can see through the foolery. How many times do we need to see scenes of an empty office that clearly is not being used outside of filming? How many times do we have to see quote-unquote businesses only in operation during the time of filming for a show or special events, right? All of that are things that many of us who have watched reality TV for years know the tricks of the trade. Some of us have people who work specifically in reality TV, who knows the tricks of the trade and how scenes are set up and how storylines are, you know, implemented on these shows to get things moving, and how there always is a bone collector, and how there's always, you know, fake things that, you know, people who don't want to share their real life, they'll allow them to be the pot stirrer regarding other people's drama, and as, you know, a consolation prize, as a pat on the back to them, they'll say, you know what, we won't show your real life, we won't expose whatever skeletons are in your closet, right? But that has nothing to do with being a millimeter or a Mel supporter. That's just an intelligent fan that is saying, listen, you're not about to get away with presenting fakery to us when we are the experts in this reality TV space as it pertains to us having a wide variety of reality TV shows that we have seen over the years across various networks, and we know how this goes. We know how many cast members try to put on for social media and try to put on for their season that they've got all of these things happening for themselves, and it's all about nothing. It is all fake news just to have something to film for the show. So, but again, this notion that this is all millimeters and this notion of trying to police YouTubers and trying to put them into a box of what they can and cannot discuss on the show, and as a result of the initial lawsuit that was filed, that was allegedly improperly filed, improperly served to people, now there's a big countersuit and now OWN is involved. And potentially this could even get bigger once we get to discovery, once we get to any potential depositions, if they need to subpoena the cast, subpoena producers. This could really be a lot more monumental than people think. But this is what happens when you underestimate these content creators and you assume because you don't like what they say about you or their reaction to you that there are all these negative things that you have zero receipts to go on. But this notion of trying to silence people because you disagree with their opinion and putting out lies that they're bullying people when it's really you that's being the bully, no. So I feel like there's going to be more to come of this lawsuit. Like I said, I wasn't surprised. This initially was going to always happen, all for the simple fact that, you know, the cast wanted to play this game. And make it make sense. They have their biggest blogger encouraging this foolery as well, who's supposed to be the producer of the show, is supposed to be king of reality TV, but is also actively partaking in mess, actively trying to be a cast member on this show, and literally blacking out their own cast. Make it make sense. So there's that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.